Welcome to the 100 show where we keep things
100.
Yeah, episode 1. We actually weren't even supposed to start today. This podcast has been it's been planned, and we've been thinking about it for really since
a couple months, like September, I think.
Yeah, September, and then we really got serious about it in November.
Yeah.
Right before I got married, by the way. I got married in November of last year.
September last year.
And yeah, and Trail got married in September. So
I'm a Trail, by the way.
I'm Rudy. Yeah, I should probably say our names. We don't know if we wanted to say our names yet.
We'll see. Yeah.
But we'll see. We already said our names, so that's all right.
Yeah. We'll see if it makes the cut.
Yeah, we'll see if it makes the cut. Yeah. But yeah, kind of the vision for this show. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you have blue hair, your name's Emily, and you usually get triggered by certain things, this podcast is probably not for you. Or maybe it is. Maybe you want to rage while you listen to this podcast. Maybe it's a little rage time. You can break a couple things, go scream at me on Twitter or TikTok, whatever you do. TikTok, a.k.a. Chinese spyware,
Yep, that's true. Any feedback is welcome.
Any feedback is welcome. I'm probably going to laugh. I'm like the guy, I'm like, come at me or talk as much crap as you want. I'm just going to laugh because I think it's hilarious.
Yes.
But I've researched and I've looked. There's nobody like us. Kind of give you like a little sneak peek into our lives. We're both in our early 20s. I'm finishing college. Treo dropped out. He can tell you a little bit about
Yes, sir. I did drop out. It was like my sophomore year. COVID happened, and I was going to school for film, and I was very apprehensive of if I wanted to go in the first place because, I grew up watching YouTube. I grew up in this digital age. So I knew there was different outlets to success. So I was very apprehensive about going to college. But my family, especially on my mom's side, they all went to college. So there was that pressure from them. And so I eventually went after I graduated because I didn't really have a plan. So I went, and then I was doing it. I enjoyed it for a little bit, and then COVID happened, so we went online. And I wasn't satisfied with it. We were doing Zoom classes because, the world shut down.
You know how easy it was to cheat during that time? Oh, I probably shouldn't say that in case some professor hears that. But
I did not cheat. Wink, wink. But yeah, so I just decided I got this job offer, first of all, to do video, what I was going for anyways. So I just thought about it. Why would I waste time spending money for school that I don't like, maybe go in debt probably, when I can just, drop out and then go into the work field that I'm already pursuing. So that's what I did. And that's my background.
Nice.
And we're here.
Yeah, for me, I didn't drop out. I'm in my last semester. 6 years. Long 6 years. It felt like forever. Yes, I'm in debt. Go figure. I'm a music major. I started out as a music education major, but then I realized when COVID happened, I was like, I don't want to teach, bro. I don't want to, I enjoy teaching, but not, I don't see teaching as me going into a public school and teaching band. I love classical music. I love band music. I just don't see myself doing that. I see myself teaching more of, practical, I guess instruments you see in the industry that's popular, so drums, guitar, bass, keys. I do all that. I aspire to be a producer one day. Mixing down tracks. I love doing that, and that's what I'm going to school for. I graduate in May. Super excited, but
woohoo!
I look back at it now and I'm like, should I really gone to college? We're going to talk about that in next coming episodes.
We'll talk about the college experience.
College experience and how really it's such a waste of time. It's the biggest waste of time and, most importantly, money.
For most careers that people want to go into,
unless you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor, go to college. If you're gonna don't go to college to get your degree in a lesbian dance theory. That's not a degree. That's just you giving your money to university for 4 years, partying, and making woke TikToks and screaming at people on the internet. That's what that is.
You'll be a professional useless person by the end of it.
Professional liberal.
We'll get into that. We'll probably have a whole episode or a whole segment about college.
Yeah, we will. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot to break down.
How much of a waste of time college is. And we'll bring some of our other friends that are also college dropouts.
Yeah.
That will love to talk about why it's a waste of time and why they dropped out. So, yeah. And the vision for the show, as we're going to, kind of go on, and, we've kind of given you a brief sneak peek into our lives and who we are. The vision for the show, as we said, if you're a blue-haired girl named Emily, the show's probably going to really piss you off. All right, I'm just going to let you know. We're going to say a lot of things you don't like, but we're calling it the 100 show because we keep things 100%. We don't sugarcoat nothing. We don't beat around the bush. We say facts. Guess what? Facts don't care about your feelings.
Newsflash.
Newsflash. Facts don't care about your feelings. I don't care what you say. Facts are facts. Or you could be like Joe Biden and you say, we choose truth over facts, which makes 0 sense.
Oh my God.
Troy, how do you tell us what you see for the vision of the show, man?
I see, there's if you've been on Twitter or just anywhere on social media, you see that, there's this freedom of speech campaign going on. It's weird to say it's a campaign because that's what this country was built on. We should have that freedom. So I think this is, an expression of that. We get to speak on things we enjoy talking about, that we talk about on a daily basis. So it'll be no different from that. Y'all just get to hear it. I think it'll be good for people like-minded, like us, that get to, they're not alone, especially if their friends are, lean a little more left, because, I can speak from experience. When I had some friends that were left-leaning, and, when you get around them, they start changing your mind, or you start thinking different. You're very influenced at a young age. So, if that's all you hear about and that's all they speak about, then you're going to fall into that. But the main thing is doing research for yourself.
That is very, very, very true.
So we want to just, talk about bring up the facts mainly. Try to not have a biased look on things, just see it from all angles. But also just have fun with this and talk crap.
It's always fun. It's always fun to make fun of the libs. Like Atreo said, what he said right now is super true when he said about not feeling alone. I feel like right now in our culture and in our society, there's a lot of people our age that feel alone because you go to college. Like I said, we're in the college age. A lot of people are at a university where, the curriculum and the way people speak and the way professors, the way they believe and students believe, it's very left-leaning, and it's very easy to be felt like an outcast. And that if you don't believe the same way, or when people talk to you, sorry, my watch is going off. I'll answer that here later.
Oh no.
That's all you're listening to is the left-leaning agenda, the left-leaning beliefs that, men can be women and women can be men. You hear that crap all the time. And then you see how those people treat others that don't believe that same way. You see how they're treated and how they look down at them. It can be very easy to, be afraid and either, number one, don't speak out about your beliefs at all. You just kind of fall into it. You kind of just let it be. Or ultimately, you start hanging around those people and they'll start changing your mind. And by the time you realize your mind has changed, Ben Shapiro is one of my biggest inspirations.
Shout out Ben Shapiro.
Shout out to Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro, if you ever listen to this, bro.
Hire
me on Daily Wire. Hire me.
Shout out Daily Wire in general.
Yeah, shout out to Daily Wire in general. They're one of those people that really I subscribed to their Daily Wire Plus like just recently. I've been wanting to do it forever. I just never did it. But now that I've done it, man, there's so much good content that they have on there, and especially for us, us younger people, really giving us the facts and giving us content, that's it's not sugar coated. They just speak the truth. They speak facts. Yes, you might say, well, they're biased. Yeah, they're biased. They're a conservative media company.
So is all of Hollywood.
Yeah,
all of mainstream media, really. Like I'm not talking about news. I'm talking about you got your Disney Plus, all the streaming services, all the movie studios, all that. Like that whole industry is mainly left leaning, I guess. So what Daily Wire is doing is pretty amazing. They're bringing bringing the conservative view, and that's kind of what we have vision for this show is. You got all kinds of podcasts. The liberals really dominate the media sphere.
They do dominate the media sphere. It's always biased, and like I said, you feel alone. You feel like if you don't believe how they believe, you feel like an outcast. You're gonna get told off on Twitter. You're gonna get ostracized. The woke mob's gonna try to destroy your life, and then make up all this crap that happened 20 years ago that didn't even happen.
Yeah.
Things like that. Things that they're very notorious for doing.
All their tactics that we've seen many, many times.
Yeah. And besides the politics and all that, we're also huge lovers of sports. I love sports. I'm not athletic at all. I'm the most unathletic person you'll ever meet in your life. But I love watching sports. Yeah.
Anybody can watch sports and enjoy it, though.
Yeah, that's true.
The beauty of it.
That's true. I love sports. Particularly love UFC. I love watching these two dudes or chicks just get in the octagon and just beat the living crap out of each other. So freaking fun to watch.
Because you cannot fake somebody getting the crap beat out of them.
You can't fake your nose getting bashed in your skull.
Yeah, you can't fake getting knocked out from a flying leg kick.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite thing to see is, and it's probably bad, but I like seeing people get knocked out. It's very entertaining
too. I can't tell you the countless times Atreyo and I and his dad, we've been watching UFC and we go crazy and a knockout happens, and
it's just I don't know. For me, it just gives me that adrenaline boost.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I also get very tense when I'm like watching fights because I feel like I'm in there. And I find my body getting all like tense.
Have you ever bet for any UFC fights?
I have not.
No, you've never bet?
No, I feel like I need to get a little more educated on like specific fighters and before I put my money into it, because I'll just go off like, oh, this dude looks a lot stronger, so I'm gonna bet for this dude.
Can you like imagine those people like in Vegas? They like bet like thousands of dollars on a fight.
Yeah, there's people that bet like tens of thousands.
I know. There's people that bet a lot of freaking money. They'd be betting my whole savings.
Exactly. For real.
If I was them, I'd be betting my whole life savings.
Some people be betting their whole salary.
I'm like,
it's not a fight.
And then you lose that, and you're like, you just lost all that money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a high risk, high reward. I mean, you win the bet, you're gonna get some money, but
that's where like, I think. I don't know if it's happened in boxing, but like people like there's a lot of money on the line and they'll like throw a fight just for some money.
Don't put any money on Jake Paul, please.
Do not.
Bro, it's like watching WWE, watching Jake Paul fights. It's so.
I just have a hard time believing it's real, man. Like, I don't know. There's just maybe I'm just like in denial, but I don't think he's like. Is he really that good to beat Anderson Silva?
I mean, Anderson Silva was an MMA fighter. I mean, his whole career.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been boxing for that long. He's also 65.
He's very old.
And Jake Paul's like our age. That's like me fighting my grandpa. Okay, that's like Why are you proud of that? I'm proud. I just beat this. I mean, Anderson Silva's not 65, but
He's a killer, though.
He's like 40. What? He's like 45.
He's up there, yeah.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah,
look that. How old
get
is?
the facts. We're talking about facts.
Yeah, we gotta get the facts straight here. Let's see.
But he's also like he's finally scheduled to fight somebody his own age, and that's a professional boxer, I think, Tommy Fury.
We'll see how that goes for him. I hope he gets his face bashed in.
His dad, though, Tommy Fury's dad, that's a bad dude in the boxing world.
Dang.
He's crazy.
See, I'm not like that crazy into like boxing. Like UFC, I barely started to get into it like recently. See, Anderson Silva is 47 years old, bro.
Okay.
He is
like my
47. How old? Your dad's 47. About 47.
Yeah,
how old is Jake Paul, bro? Jake Paul is 26.
Yep.
He's 2 years older than I am. I'm 24. Jake Paul's 26. He fought a dude 21 years older.
It could be his dad.
That could be his dad, bro. Anderson Silva was at the bar drinking when Jake Paul was barely coming out of the womb.
Anderson Silva is probably already like serious fighter at 21.
Yeah, probably. Anderson Silva probably knocked out some dudes.
Yeah, he probably
and Jake Paul was just barely being born.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. That's wild.
We'll see how this next fight comes up, though.
I don't understand how you could be proud of that, like, honestly.
I just know I'm not going to pay money for watch his fights.
I'm not either. You know, that's why you have Dofu Sports. We may cut that out. We may not.
We may or may not watch the fights.
Guys, we do not encourage piracy. All right.
Yeah, do not do that. That is illegal.
That is very illegal. But yeah, sports is going to be something that we're going to talk about on the show. I know next weekend we got Super Bowl Sunday, so we're
Let's
for sure
go.
Going to talk about that. Go Chiefs.
Go Bengals.
I hate the Bengals aren't even in it. What are you talking about, bro?
I wanted them to be in it.
I know. I wanted Joe Burrow to get in there. I wanted Joe Burrow to finally win his first Super Bowl ring, bro. I'm sad. Like, me as a Cowboys fan, I will buy a Joe Burrow jersey eventually.
The script didn't have them winning, though.
The script, we got to talk about that sometime, bro.
The script had them losing.
Crazy. Arian Foster, bro.
Yeah.
That's sussy, bro.
It's crazy. Like, I can understand if it is real, but I also am like, it's probably not. But I can see it. Like, there's that little conspiracy in me that I can see if it'd be real. There's a lot that can be explained. But
there's so many like
some questionable calls, some strange things going on.
There's like so many things I've seen on TikTok and YouTube, like, this is why the NFL scripted. I've never wanted to watch it. The reason why I never wanted to watch it is like I never wanted the I never wanted the I guess like, how do you say it? I never wanted the NFL to be ruined for me because I loved the NFL ever since I started watching football since I was like in 5th grade. Wow. That's when I fell in love with football. Like I wasn't in your 5th grade. I was like, I like the Cowboys, and I just said it. No, I would legit sit down and watch every single game. Like, I would tell my parents.
You were dedicated.
I was dedicated. I'm like, get out of the living room for 3 hours. I'm watching this game. I would watch the entire game as a little 5th grader kid. I would watch the entire game. I was such a diehard Cowboys fan. And then as I got older, I was like, why did I choose the Cowboys? They're so disappointing. They're trash. They consistently piss me off every freaking season. They piss me off, bro. Okay, before I go down that tangent. Anyways, I never watched those videos because I was always like afraid of having the NFL ruined for me. Like, I see something. Like, obviously it's conspiracy. Like, it's not proven. It's not proven fact. But
yeah, it was just
I didn't want to change my perspective on the NFL. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I get you. You don't want that wonder to be gone, the authenticity, I guess, because football is a wild sport if you really think about it. These giant men just like running at each other full speed, probably like, how fast do you think an average NFL player runs?
How what?
How fast an average NFL player runs.
How fast?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. Sorry, my mom's like blowing up my phone. She's like, trying to call me. I'm like, look, I'm gonna call you in a little bit.
Uh-oh. But just, okay, so these dudes, probably 200 pounds average. I'm talking about like running backs and receivers and all of them. Them running full force at each other and just throwing their bodies at each other. It's just a wild sport. It's pretty.
That is.
It's pretty savage.
Even guys that are bigger. Imagine being a quarterback, bro, and you're like, you're the you're like the backbone of the team. You're the MVP. You're the best player on the team. Like if you go down, like the team's just gonna go to trash. Most of the time, your team goes to trash. Quarterback gets hurt.
Yeah.
Unless you're the 49ers and you got 3 quarterbacks that are able to manage the game really well.
Yeah.
and not go to garbage.
They went through like four quarterbacks this season.
They ultimately went through 4 quarterbacks.
And they made it to the playoffs.
They got to quarterback number 4 during the NFC Championship.
Okay, so I looked it up. The average is about 20 miles per hour.
20 miles per hour.
Yes.
Bro, imagine being someone like Russell Wilson that small, and you got some big dude like 300 plus pounds just come and knock your crap out, dude.
Full speed, bro. They have no care in the world.
That's free. Like they're out to like take your head off. Bro.
Yes.
Like they're in to like put a big hit on you.
Yeah. It's almost like maybe a bit of an exaggeration. Almost like gladiator level. 'Cause it's a brutal sport.
It is a brutal sport.
Like we've seen so many injuries this season.
Yeah, I mean, especially with concussions, you got guys like Tua, bro. When Tua was on the field and he was doing the whole hand thing, I was like, oh my god, like
he may never be the same.
He may never come back on the field.
No.
I was like, what in the
Damar Hamlin, he died on the field.
Damar Hamlin, medically speaking, was dead on the field. He had to be revived.
Tell me to say no.
He died.
No gladiator activity.
You know what's crazy? Both those injuries happened on the same field.
Yeah, all Cincinnati.
What happened in Cincinnati?
There's been a lot of serious injuries.
Ryan Shazier, those of you who don't know, Ryan Shazier was a defensive player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He became paralyzed on a play, and it happened in Cincinnati. So three really big injuries that are they're gonna be remembered forever in the NFL. All happened on the same field, which is wild. I don't know if there's any more than that's happened on Cincinnati. It may be. I just may not remember which ones. But
I'm pulling them up right now.
I'm pulling them up right now.
So there's Tua that we talked about.
There's Tua, Damar Hamlin, Ryan Shazier. I feel like there's more.
Damar Hamlin, of course. Hold on, this Wi-Fi is trash.
Oh yeah, guys, the place where Wi-Fi is trash. Use your data, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, it automatically went. Okay. Tua, Damar Hamlin, like we talked about.
Ryan Shazier.
There was another one.
I don't think it was Joe Theismann. Joe Theismann had been in Cincinnati.
This article's not good.
I know Joe Theismann's injury was like really bad. Ooh, it could have been Alex Smith.
I feel like it was another Pittsburgh player.
Alex Smith's like really bad injury, the one where he got the infection and almost lost his foot.
Oh yeah, that one was bad.
I think he was already on the Commanders now. Sorry guys, sorry if that.
Come on, bro.
So the Washington Redskins. I don't know why the name change. I hate it, bro. If I was a Redskins fan, I would have switched teams. Guys, I'm done with the organization. I'm switching teams.
Apparently, there was David Pollock broke his neck.
Broke his neck?
Yeah, I think it was a while back.
Cincinnati? Same field?
Yeah, it was against the Browns. Oh, Juju. Juju got a concussion there. I don't know.
But like injuries that are like life-threatening injuries.
Yeah.
Or at least life-changing injuries.
I think we covered most of them.
Yeah.
All the recent serious ones at least.
Yeah, and 2 of them, I guess two really serious injuries happened in the same season, which is wild. But I saw this thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently Joe Burrow, they talked to Joe Burrow about like the injuries and stuff in the NFL, but Joe Burrow ultimately said that, you know what, you sign up to do the sport, and you know what it comes with it. You know what the possibilities of being in that, the possible injuries that could happen to you being in that sport. Like, it's just a part of the game. It's sad. Like, yeah, like you can do as much as you can to protect the players, but the injuries are just inevitable. Like I said, you have a 300-pound dude coming out to take your head off.
Yeah.
Running at you at possibly 20 miles an hour. That's a big hit. Like, that will knock you out.
I'm glad they've upgraded their equipment and everything. But that still doesn't really help, because especially with head injuries, like the helmet, it'll cushion it, but your brain is still rattling inside your skull.
There is what is that freaking syndrome thing?
CTE is that what you're talking about?
CTE. I think is it CTE?
Yeah. That's what a lot of NFL players have.
Yeah, CTE. There was one player. What was his name, dude? I can't remember his name.
Well, there's the most notorious case is, what is it, Aaron Hernandez? They had that whole documentary about him.
Oh yeah,
that one was crazy. But yeah, he had CTE. I mean, like, I think with CTE you just become a little more reckless.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of.
And it really explains what. If y'all watch that documentary on Netflix about Aaron Hernandez, it's pretty wild. But CTE includes memory loss, confusion, impaired judgment, impulse control problems, aggression, depression, anxiety, suicidality, Parkinsonism, and progressive dementia.
Damn, that's crazy, dude.
It's very scary.
It is very scary that that crap leads you to do that crap. I'm still trying to look for. There was this quarterback, bro. What? Shut up, Siri.
Siri wants to talk.
Sorry, Siri wants to talk. There was this one quarterback. He suffered a really nasty hit, dude, in a game, and it was such a nasty hit that his helmet flew off.
Oh.
And when his helmet flew off, I mean, it was just bad hit, dude. He for sure had CTE because all the crazy hits he suffered, especially that one, dude. It was terrible. Well, he tried to make it in the NFL, and he did. He was on the practice squad, I think, and he was like a backup, but he really never got he really never did anything in the NFL. So then he retired, and I think all that kind of got to him.
Yeah.
He kind of got depressed, and then he ultimately led him to kill himself. Just sad, man.
Yeah, it happens. I feel like pretty often. I feel like we see a lot of ex-NFL stars, go out that way, or they have some sort of episode, or they.
Yeah, I guess someone like Aaron Hernandez loses his freaking mind. That dude lost his mind, and probably due to CTE.
Exactly. I mean, he was a very good player. Like in college too, he was a star.
Did he win a Super Bowl? I feel like he won a Super Bowl.
Probably.
I feel like Aaron Hernandez for sure had won a Super Bowl.
He's a star since he was young, so I mean, just countless times again, your head banged around, concussion. I couldn't imagine how much concussions he's had. It's gonna take a toll on your brain.
Matt, I probably can't tell you how many times NFL players have probably, not even NFL players, but just any stage of any stage of football that you're playing in, whether it's high school, whether it's college, NFL,
Little League.
I feel like there's got to be certain players, they love the game so much, they know how much it means to them. It's their life, and they don't want to be taken out of the game. Like, they probably have gotten hit, woken up, don't remember something, or they feel dizzy, or they feel out of it, and they don't say anything to their coaches, simply for them to stay in the game and be able to play. Like who knows how many of those cases have happened? Like, doesn't matter what stage, whether it's high school, I'm thinking it happens probably mostly high school, college, and NFL.
Especially in college. I mean, I think college people attract to college football because it's a little more exciting. But those players have something to prove. Like they're trying to get into the league.
There's so much like at stake for those
Yes.
guys. Like a lot of those guys, like they come from rough backgrounds. Like they're trying to get their family out of poverty or whatever, and they're like, this is it. Like this is my chance to get my family out of there. Like to make it, and make it to the NFL. The percentage is super small. I don't know if it's changed now, but I read an article way back then, and it said that literally 2% of high school athletes make it to D1, play in D1, or like make it and play in D1, and then 2% of that make it to the NFL. So the chances of making the NFL are incredibly slim. Like it's insane. How good you have to be, and the thing is like there's a lot of incredible athletes that make it to D1 college level, and a really bad injury happens to them, and then from then on they're never the same. Or
I just looked it up. It's about 6.5% chance of Division 1, 2, and 3 players to make it to the NFL.
6% chance for all of them? Like all of them equally?
No, sorry, I got it wrong. 6.5% to get into a Division 1, 2, or 3, and it's only 1.6% to make it to the NFL.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably changed, or I was just wrong. So 6.5% of college or high school athletes make it to either D1, D2, or D3.
Yes.
And then from there,
it's only 1.6% to make it to the NFL.
Oh my God, dude, that is slim.
That is very slim.
You have to really stand out. And I get it.
And that's where you're talking about that grit where they don't want to get out because they got a concussion or they hurt something. They want to play. They want to prove themselves.
Heck no, I'll play through this concussion so I can go be in the NFL and make millions of dollars.
Exactly. Yeah.
Play with a concussion. I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Even I would do that if I was in their shoes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's so much is on the line. You're like, forget it. I'm going to go out there. This is it. This is either now or nothing.
Yeah.
So.
When I played Little League, it was in junior high. I was playing football. I wasn't the best, so I was on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing kickoff, and I think we were kicking it off. We were all lined up, getting ready. And when I first started football, I don't know who it was. I think it was one of my family members. They said the kickoff's the scariest part. People are gonna get knocked out. It's gonna be brutal. I was terrified. I was like, I'm gonna see war over here. So it was later on, but. So we're kicking off. We're away. We're playing away. So we're at a different field, and we're running. I'm going. I'm like, all right, let's do this. I'm going, and then I see my friend. He's faster than me. He takes off, and he's gonna make the tackle. And he's a short dude. He's about my size. I'm like 5. At the time, I was like 5 foot probably. I was small, and he got low trying to tackle him, but the dude got even lower, and they went head to head. It was the loudest thing I heard, and my friend was just like, he fell over, and I knew he had a concussion. He struggled getting up. He was all wobbly. He went over to the sideline and just started puking everywhere.
Oh my God!
I was scared. I was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into?
That crap happens all the time.
Yeah, it was a very brutal thing to see. It was like I can hear the helmets clinking now. It was very disturbing, but I can imagine and that was just at like a junior high level. Like we're like 14 ish, oldest probably, but these 20-year-olds or even the NFL, like you got full grown adults. 6 foot plus.
And run probably at 20 miles an hour average. Coming right at just head first, bro.
I can understand how your heart can stop from getting hit. I can understand that.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
We're at 34. Oh my God, we're at 34 minutes already. Dang, this is the first episode. I was like, man, we need all this content to talk about. We need to fill all the time. Time flies by.
Yeah.
But
we haven't even gotten to any of our other topics.
I know we need to move on to other topics. But yeah, guys, that stuff right there, sports is going to be something that we talk about on the show too. We love sports. Might be mostly like a Saturday special thing, which honestly this podcast might be uploaded on
Yeah.
a Saturday anyways. It's our first one.
Yeah. Well, we'll do like predictions and stuff for big fights coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
Super
any
Bowl.
any Super Bowl, NBA Finals, anything like that. But yeah, like I said, we weren't supposed to start this podcast today. We weren't supposed to launch, but we just had a lot of good
next
stuff
week,
happen.
huh?
Yeah, till like next week. Well, we had some stuff happen news-wise
right.
that we need to get to right now. That is probably one of the things that shot us forward in starting this podcast today. And that is that in the state of New Mexico, a Satanist abortion clinic has opened up. I think if I'm correct. Let me pull up that article that got sent to me.
I have it pulled up right now.
You pull it right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Read that message, Trey.
Okay. So this is from Fox News. It's published February 1st.
Is that the Fox News? Or is that like
so.
a Fox News of an area? Because I know if people got like Fox News.
It says Fox News.
So it's the Fox News.
Yes.
All right.
It is. The Satanic Temple is opening a health clinic in New Mexico to provide free, this is in quotations, free religious medication abortion, end quotes, and will name the facility, this is the funny part, or this is, I don't know, it's not really funny, but they will name the facility the Samuel Alito's Mom's Satanic Abortion Clinic, in mockery of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito, who authored the opinion overturning Roe v. Wade. Yep. That came in 2 days ago.
So guys, now we're on the realm of abortion is a religious right.
Yep.
Are you freaking kidding me right now? A religious right to kill a freaking baby, or sorry, a clump of cells. Oh my! Look, don't even get me started, bro. The whole abortion argument of it's just a clump of cells, it's just a clump of cells. What the hell does that clump of cells turn into 9 months from now? From whenever? Guess what? I'm standing here talking to this microphone. Let me tell you where I was 24 freaking years ago. I was a clump of cells, okay? A trail sitting right across from me was a clump of cells when he was in the womb. We're all a clump of cells at one point. Guess what? We all develop into human beings.
Yep.
Some of us have brains. Some of us do not.
The Satanic Church does not.
Apparently not. Apparently it's a religious right now to get an abortion, according to Satanic Church, bro.
Yeah, that's just wild. So wild, bro.
New Mexico has probably the worst governor in the country. Second to Gavin Newsom. I think I just rate Gavin Newsom worse just because he's got a lot more state to govern, a lot more to F up.
A bigger population, yeah.
Bigger population.
Sure.
More tweakers.
Yep.
They have a homelessness crisis going on right now. In New Mexico, all they got is Albuquerque. I mean, it's the only tweaker area in Santa Fe. Really, that whole little metroplex area. Yeah. It's just all the tweakers there.
Yeah.
California, they're everywhere. You got San Francisco, you got L.A., you got Long Beach, you got Anaheim, you got all those areas. That's why they're still slightly worse.
If New Mexico was on the scale of California, it'd probably be the same thing.
Yeah, it'd probably be the same thing. And gas is not $20 here in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But it's still a little too high.
Yeah, it's
still too high.
Yeah.
It is. It went down for like 2 seconds. It was like below $3, and then the next day, it went up like.
Once the midterm elections were over, that's when it went back up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But this is wild, man. I can't believe it. I can't.
The fact that they, like, just the name of it, like, I don't know. This just shows like the pettiness and, I guess the hatred and, revenge for people that, are pro-life. Because just the name, they named it after somebody who, probably is pro-life, I'm assuming. And they're just like, in spite of that hatred that, a woman should have the right to choose if they want to kill this baby, so they don't, this person doesn't agree with us, so let's name this abortion clinic after them. That's just so wild.
It is, bro. It's disgusting, man. Like, I've never really had like an argument. Like I've heard arguments like on YouTube, and I've even heard arguments being in class one time. Actually, I got a funny story. This happened very recently. This happened probably like a year and a half ago. I was sitting in a American government class, and we got on the topic of abortion. And go figure, with the professor of the university I was attending is a conservative. Really, really surprising. You don't see that.
That is very rare.
And he was the department chair of the political science department, which is another wild thing. You would never believe that. But he was never like outspoken about his beliefs. He never like imposed his beliefs on his students. He always just he presented it how the facts were. He's a big constitutionalist. So we got on the topic, is abortion a constitutional right? And obviously, his name is Dr. Breast. Dr. Breast was like, no, according to the Constitution, abortion is not a right. Like, just reading through the Constitution, reading through the law, it's not a religious right or anything like that. Like, it's just not in the Constitution. There's nothing that.
Well, yeah, that's the whole reason of why they overturned that. Cause it's not protected on a federal level.
Yeah, it's not protected on the federal level. Well, this dude got pissed, bro. When I say pissed, he got so upset. He's like, and it's, go figure, it was a dude that got mad. I kind of laughed, but he was like, it's the women's right to choose, blah, 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 blah. And Dr. Breast, like, he was like kind of got off guard. The dude just started like going off on him. He's like, I never even said I was pro-life. Like, I'm just saying, like, reading the law verbatim, it's not a constitutional right. So I don't know why you're getting so upset. And the dude just kept going. It's like, and Dr. Brush is like, I'm not gonna argue this. He's like, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not here to debate pro-life or pro-choice argument. Like, I'm not here to do that. I'm just presenting the concept. We're reading over the Constitution. We're reading over the laws of our country.
What this class is about.
What the class is about, called American government. How the laws are laid out, and the law of the land says that abortion is not a constitutional right. So that's just facts. I'm sorry. And the dude got so upset. And I'm like, I really wanted to ask that dude, or just anybody that's pro-choice, like, I just want to ask why. Why, like, I understand it's a woman's body, but here's the thing that people got to understand. It takes two people to create a baby, male and female. Male and female.
Male and female.
Let me say that one more time. Male and female. To create a baby, okay? And it requires a process called sex. And when they have sex, and you know the rest of the rest of it.
Yeah, have the birds and the bees talk, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Once the sex process is over, conception, you most likely get a baby, if everything turns out correctly. It took two people. It took the woman being consensual in most cases. I understand. I'll get to the cases of when you talk about rape and sexual assault. We'll get to that, but just leave that out of the picture for right now.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. When a woman consents to having sex with this dude, and she becomes pregnant, I think it's more than, you can look this up probably, but I don't know. Google might be biased to you.
I was about to look up some other stuff.
But most of the time, I think 9 times out of 10, when a woman becomes pregnant, she wants to abort a child. It's because she doesn't want it. Financially, she's not ready. She never wanted to have kids in the first place. She just doesn't. It's just an unwanted pregnancy, and it just breaks my heart because there's just so many people in this world, bro, that would kill to be able to have a kid. There's people that can't. There's people that are in the whole, they're infertile. They have health conditions where it doesn't allow them to reproduce. There's so many people out there that wish they could reproduce and they can't because of conditions, and it's just sad, and that we have people like that can't have kids, and then you have people over here just murdering babies left and right simply because they don't want them. They don't want the financial responsibility. They don't want to be held responsible for their sexual actions. They don't want to be. they don't want to be responsible for their for their actions. Like when actions come with consequences, whether they're good or bad. In this situation, when you have sex, the possible consequence is you getting pregnant. Everybody knows that. That's not brand new. Since the beginning of time, that's been a thing. When you have sex, you always have the consequence, or most of the time have the consequence of becoming pregnant. And people know that, and they're like, "Oh, I want the easy way out. I want the easy way out. So I'm just gonna kill this baby."
Yeah, that's a large amount that's a majority of the cases of abortions is they don't want the responsibility at the end of the day, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
They want to have the fun, they want to go around,
feels good.
Yep. But they don't want, whenever it gets real, whenever the consequences hit them in the face, nope, I don't want to deal with this. I'm young, or I have a career that I want to pursue.
Should have thought about that.
Yeah.
Honestly, you should have known that when you walked in, that when you were at the bar with some dude or whatever at a party, and y'all got into each other, and you're like, "Oh, we're gonna go bang," and you have this, so I have this whole career ahead of me. You should have thought about that.
Yeah.
And same thing. Not, and I'm not reading this on just on attacking women too, because I don't want to just be like, "Oh, it's women or women." No, it's men too.
Yep.
Men can be pieces of garbage, dude. You go over here, you as a guy, you go up and bang up this girl, you get her pregnant, and then you never speak to her again, and you act like she don't exist. And then the kid is born if they decide to keep the kid, and you don't want nothing to do with them, bro. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like what is wrong with you? Like you have a part in that too. And people need to realize that it's an equal part. It takes two. Obviously, the female has to go through carrying the baby, go through the pain of having it. Like they have to go through a lot to have the baby. But the male needs to be there to freaking support her, dude.
It's a group experience. Like,
yeah,
when I believe you should be married before start doing that stuff. But like whenever you decide to have a family, it brings the man and the woman together, because it's a group project.
Yeah.
You
just a real quick thing. Like, you guys know, me and Trejo we are firm believers in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. We're Christians. We're saved. This is why we believe the things that we believe, because we read the Bible. We want to be like Christ. So that's why we let the Bible kind of dictate our beliefs. So
yeah,
that's
it's God first, Jesus first. What we believe in the Bible, that is what dictates our political view.
Mm-hmm.
It's not backwards. It's put the Bible, the Word of God first before our other beliefs. So we let the Bible says is that's the base, that's the foundation, and then what our political views come after that is it backs up what the Word of God says.
Yeah.
That's why we have our views.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But as we go back and as talking about abortion, the males need to stop doing that. They need to stop knocking up girls and just leaving. Like, first of all, like I said, as a Christian believer, obviously people have free will. They can do whatever the heck they want. But obviously, as a Christ-like person, if I had one of my friends that came up to me and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to this party. I really like this girl. Hopefully we bang, whatever." I'll be like, "No, dude, don't do that. Like, there's no reason for you, because you create that connection. You guys become one. You can't tear that apart. It's like putting two pieces of tape. It's like getting two pieces of tape together on the adhesive side and putting them together. You can't ever really take it off.
There's a lot that goes into whenever you have sex with somebody. It's very physical, obviously, but then there's that spiritual side where y'all are bonded.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are bonded together, if you like it or not.
And you're bonded through a child.
Yeah.
When you get her, you guys are bonded. That is your DNA. That is her DNA. In an human being.
Exactly. You're creating a whole person.
Yeah. And then you don't want it because, well, I never wanted to have a kid. You knew the possible consequences of having sex with this dude that you probably only had known for 20 minutes, an hour, whatever.
And there's a lot of precautions you can take if you decide you are going to have sex. There's things you can do to prevent it. I mean,
I personally say just don't do it.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do it?
Don't.
Like,
Don't put yourself in that.
Sex is such an intimate thing. Like, it's for that special person. That you ultimately, wanna marry one day. Save it for that person.
Yeah.
And I understand people make mistakes and stuff. People are young and dumb. I get it. But don't abort the child. That's not the child's fault. That is not that is putting them to death is, I mean, they haven't even had a chance to take their first breath yet on earth. You're just taking it away from them.
I don't think we have that. We don't have that right to choose. Not in like right to choose, but like to take somebody's life or give it. Or, like to take somebody's life. I don't think that God doesn't give us that ability. Like we don't have the right to pass judgment on people. Mm-hmm. I don't think we have the right to kill people. Mm-hmm. Same with like death penalty and stuff. As as nice as it was for criminals to get justice, I don't think at the end of the day, we don't have that right to take somebody's life.
Yeah, we don't. And the whole, you'll tell that to somebody who's pro-choice, and then they'll come around. It's my body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body. There's another body inside of you that you consented to. Now let's talk about rape. And before I forget about that, let's get to the issue of rape. Okay, I understand when people are like, "Oh, if you're raped or whatever, you should be able to abort it." Blah 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 blah. I get it. That is a very touchy subject. It's difficult. I get it. You don't want to have the child of somebody that raped you. Like, you don't want anything to do with that person. But the cases for that are like, I think it's like 0.5%.
It's a very small percentage.
It's such a small percentage of the cases of abortion due to rape. Like, it's super small. It's not big enough to where it's a what's it called? It's not the statistics aren't, the numbers aren't big enough for it to really, tell us like, oh, we need to change. Like, we need to have abortion legalized. Like, it's not, the numbers aren't big enough.
But they always use the left. They always use that as the main, their main
argument.
There you go. That's the word. That's their main argument. They've always put that first.
Yeah, like, or the women's health is in jeopardy. That's also super small.
They also
percentage.
use like the very young age girls. They use that, but they use that as their main argument, but it's a very small percentage, and then they ignore the 99% of why people want to have abortions.
Yeah, the main basis is just we don't want the kid.
Yeah.
That's just the main basis. Yeah. We don't want the kid, but we also want to transit if it comes out.
Ooh, okay.
We'll get to that in another episode. Yeah. We're running out of time. Yeah. But before we close out this first episode, we have a clip we want to show you. Listen, guys, I forget Kamala Harris is our vice president because just how bad she is.
Who is that?
She's so bad. Like, every time I hear her talk, I feel like I lose half my brain cells every time I listen to her talk.
I already feel like the vice president's role in general is like, I forget we have a vice president. Like, what does the vice president even do?
I mean, like, the thing that I learned in school and that I remember, like, the one big thing that the vice president can, like, do and, like, swaying, like, voting, like, passing bills and stuff, obviously if the Senate is 50-50, they're the tiebreaker.
Oh, the vice president?
The vice president is a tiebreaker. Because the vice president, in a way, they're the president of the Senate. So, in case you guys didn't know, newsflash, yes. The vice president has power in that way. So, if, I don't know what the other, like, roles are, but I know this is, like, one of the big ones, is that if the Senate is 50-50, the VP gets to be the tiebreaker. And Kamala Harris, for sure, was a tiebreaker in some of these bills that they passed because the Senate was tied 50-50. So anytime they had any bill had to go through the Senate, if it was 50-50, Kamala Harris was the was the one that broke the tie. So that she's the one that added that extra vote, whether it's in favor of Democrats or it's in favor of Republicans. Why am I lying to myself? In favor of Republicans? She would never do that.
No, it's a Democratic administration.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I already, I may just be ignorant to, politics and stuff, or government, really. I forget, like, we have a vice president, and, like, I don't know what they do. But, like, it just made it even worse with her, because she's, like, they're, like, trying to hide her or something. Like,
they don't want her on TV.
She's nowhere to be seen.
They don't want her on TV because she's just embarrassing herself.
Like, whenever she got elected, like, it was big, like, first woman of color to be a vice president. First, I think, woman vice president, right?
First woman of color.
Yeah.
I think she was like part Asian or something.
And then like a week or a month later, you don't hear about her nowhere.
For the best interest, they don't want to hear about her nowhere because
of this.
She's embarrassed. Because she embarrasses herself. Yes. Just like this clip that we're going to listen to right now.
This is why they don't show her. Just listen.
Which brings me to May 30th, 2020. Bob and Doug returned to the Kennedy Space Center. They suited up. They waved to their families.
Suited up.
And they rode an elevator up nearly 20 stories. They strapped in to their seats and waited as the tanks beneath them filled with tens of thousands of gallons of fuel. And then they launched. Yeah, they did.
And then they launched.
Miss Harris, can I go to the restroom? I gotta pee.
No, you may not go to the restroom. I'm not done with my story, okay? Where she laughs, bro. And then they launched. Yeah, they did. My God, bro.
That just took me back to when I was in kindergarten, bro.
Yeah, I feel like I was listening to a story in kindergarten. Like, hey, Miss Harris, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Miss Harris, what time's lunch?
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Is it pizza today?
I almost got crisscross applesauce and freaking
crisscross applesauce.
Story time.
Story time.
That's why they hide her.
That's why Kamala Harris is not on TV that so often, because she just embarrasses herself. And then they strap down to their seats, and they breathed oxygen into their lungs. They inhaled oxygen into their lungs. And then they exhaled air from their nostrils or their mouth if you're a mouth breather. Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
They need new script writers.
Yeah, whoever the script writer is for that one needs to be fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Trash.
Who told her, like, that tone was okay? I feel like they have, like, rehearsals and stuff. They're like, perfect, say it like that.
I'm like, she talks to us like we're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, there are people that are. Most people are not. The American people are not stupid. All right, talking to us like we're some little kids or something. Like, I don't understand, bro.
That was crisscross applesauce with Kamala Harris.
That might be a segment that we keep. Crisscross applesauce with Kamala Harris. Pull some of her more glorious clips.
Yes.
Of her embarrassing herself on speeches.
That was the first one.
But all right, guys. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. Whether this podcast is uploaded either later tonight, Friday night, we're recording this on a Friday, whether it's Friday afternoon or whether it's Saturday morning. Either you're going to have a good rest of your day or a good night.
Yes.
Depending when you're listening to this show. More of this happening. Our show is going to be every Friday. We're going to aim to do our show every Friday and upload it every Friday once we get our system down and how we want to upload things. Today we just had a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, we didn't even reach half of our notes.
Yeah, didn't even reach half of our notes. So we're gonna figure out a system. Our first few episodes might be a little wonky, audio and stuff, figuring things out, but we'll get it figured out.
Hang in there with us.
Yeah, it'll get better as time goes on.
Yeah.
Do have some guests planned in the future that
I'm excited for
we'll have. Yeah, it'll be an exciting journey.
Yep.
If you like this podcast, or you know somebody else that will like this podcast, share it with your friends and stuff.
Should be on all platforms.
Should be on all platforms.
Spotify, Apple.
Yeah, Spotify,
YouTube.
Apple Podcasts, YouTube.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All the big ones, yeah.
Always keep it 100, all right?
Thank you for watching.